So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
So when I was around 9 years old, me and my family were invited by the United States to essentially have the opportunity to become citizens, which means we were legal immigrants. And for the next 10 years, I would be in a process that would allow me to indeed become a naturalized citizen. And I mean, something I can tell you about those who have fought to come to this country the right way is that we do not appreciate the individuals who look to go around the system, to do it illegally. And on top of that, we definitely don't appreciate this. These are the people who are fighting this country in order to stay in this country. They burn down American flags while propping up their flags. And when we say that we want to get rid of them, we're the bad guys. Make that make sense for me. You want to live in the United States, but you hate the United States. And when we look to send you back to where you once came, then you cry about why it is you can't stay. You burn our flags, and then you raise yours. Yeah, y'all can send all of them back. Straight up. Just don't even, at this point, we're trying to weed through and who's really the worst of the worst.
Yes, I thought by now Gavin Newsom will stop this blame game. He can't acknowledge that his city had a problem. Now he's going around on social media saying, oh, Homer want to arrest him. They should arrest him. When you take a look at this, Donald Trump has manufactured a crisis and is inflaming conditions. If he can't solve it, we will. To the bad actors, violent acts will not be tolerated. You'll be arrested. You will be persecuted. You are doing more than just damage to building and properties. You are damaging the very foundations of our republic. Democracy is in the balance. Trump is using you as an excuse to militarize a city and circumvent our democracy. Okay, when you take a look at what Gavin Newsom put out here, his tone has changed. He was saying it was a peaceful demonstrations. Now he's acknowledging that these people are going after police officers' properties. That is what I've seen.
Max has been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
The perception is there's a lot of...
We talked for almost 20 minutes, and this issue never came up. I mean, I kept trying to talk about L.A. He wanted to talk about all these other issues. We had a very decent conversation.
When was this?
This was late Friday night, I think about 1:30 plus his time.
After the protests had started here?
After the protests, and he never once brought up the National Guard. He's a stone-cold liar. He said he did. Stone-cold liar. Never did. It was a very civil conversation. I've always wanted to approach engagement with the President of the United States in a respectful and responsible way. But there's no working with the President. There's only working for him. And I will never work for Donald Trump.
He's literally created these conditions. He wants to exacerbate the problems. He completely colored them in. He overstated everything. He knowingly went in a reckless way, did something that's almost without precedent in our lifetime. Unconstitutional, illegal, immoral, because he knew full well what would persist on the ground. His team knows that as well. And that's exactly what this is all about. This is Trump's mess. He created it. He knew full well what would happen if he did this. He offered no support, no counsel, no advice, no other consideration. He just acted in an immature manner in order to create the kind of problems that people are now witnessing.
Yes, I believe you heard him. Trump created it. He did nothing. This has been happening for a very long time. These people were protecting these people. Trump had to do it his own way. Now, struggling to solve a problem in your own city is an issue to Gavin Newsom. I understand he's always full of this BS. Everything he will turn it round just to favor him. But people are saying what exactly is going on. Trump is not doing this to benefit anything. Trump will not run again. He's doing this to solve the crisis in his city. So him sitting here, take a look at what Karimba said.
This is intentional chaos. You know, I had talked to representatives of the Trump administration earlier on to tell them that the Los Angeles Police Department could control things that were happening here and that there was no need to federalize troops. And so to have this here is really just a provocation and something that was not needed in our city. We're still recovering after 5 months from the city's worst natural disaster in decades. And now to go through a trauma like this that is really traumatizing the whole city, because everybody knows somebody in a city where more than 50% are Latino. This just sows chaos that is not warranted nor needed in the city of Los Angeles at this point in time.
Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass, I got a question for you. With all the riots that's taking place in your great city of LA and state of California, do you guys have any plans of telling these folks to stop? I noticed on X, neither one of you guys had said anything. Does that mean you support it? If you don't say anything and it takes you hours not to do this, maybe this is a strategy. It gets a lot of people to question and say, maybe this is going to continue, this behavior of rioting is going to bleed into other states like Texas.
Outrage that this has happened. Of course, what happened here, I think, was probably the worst. There were a number of locations where ICE raided today. And, you know, to me, when these things happen, it sows a sense of terror in the community. It's bad enough that it happened at this location, but the way this goes and spreads throughout the community, then...
Do you guys have any plans of telling these folks to stop? I noticed on X, neither one of you guys had said anything. Does that mean you support it? If you don't say anything and it takes you hours not to do this, maybe this is a strategy. It gets a lot of people to question and say, maybe this is going to continue, this behavior of rioting is going to bleed into other states like Texas, like New York, like Illinois, maybe even in DMV, you know, DC, Virginia, Maryland area, maybe other states, maybe Phoenix, Arizona a little bit, because this is a plan. If it isn't, Mayor Bass, respectfully, I don't expect you to do anything, because I do think you support illegal immigration based on what you said about 20 hours ago. Gavin Newsom, Governor Newsom, a state I lived in for 24 years, a city, LA, I lived in for 24 years. You've been shown the last 9 months that you want to come a little bit more to the center. And maybe you're starting to realize you guys had some terrible policies that caused $1 trillion of money under management to leave your state. Hundreds of thousands of great job creators, great citizens left your state, and a lot are waiting to leave your state. Any plans of saying anything or doing anything? A lot of people were caught on camera throwing things at marshals, U.S. marshals, at cops. Do you want support federally from President Trump? This type of behavior shows you're not going to get any of it and you don't want it. But if you were to say something, maybe this is a good time. It's a good time for them to hear from their governor. Stop behaving this way. We do not support it. For everybody else who either lives in California, once lived there, or wants to see that state be great again, tag Mayor Bass.
Yeah, Steve sent this out. The people in charge in LA are not in charge. Newsom, Bass, Co. are more concerned with appeasing the love than protecting our citizens from crime and disorder. It is totally unacceptable when, Governor, we will uphold safety in our community. Okay, well, take a look at Gavin Newsom's tweet. As the federal government conduct chaotic immigration sweep across the country, the state is deploying additional chief CHP to maintain safety on Los Angeles highways to keep the peace. It is not their job to assist in federal immigration enforcement. The federal government is sowing chaos so they can have an excuse to escalate. That is not the way any civilized country behave. Gavin Newsom is crazy, like, look at what he's sending out. If you're unable to do your job, then the federal government can do that.
It's so interesting. I don't know if you were familiar with what the New York
Yes, thank you guys. I believe you have seen what exactly is going on for people who usually complain like, why are you putting videos after your clips? The last few minutes behind my videos, that is just for the YouTube algorithm. They hardly pick up videos on this channel for reasons I don't know. They don't recommend, so we struggle every single day to continue to put out videos. Please bear with me. If you see it, you can even stop here. No reason to even watch it to the end.
4.0 GPA. He had a
Who effing who?
People line up for my advice, and you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like I've written books, I've given speeches.
Why don't we choose more carefully who we're going to lionize? Not just us, but like the Harvards and the MITs of the world. Look,
There are just many natural reasons why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult. It's like I try to tell couples, of course it's hard. Just listen to what I said.
there's something wrong with this person. Like, she's seriously depressed here, and actually found a way to bitch and moan about how hard it is to live in the White House.
What did you make of Donald Trump's post this morning alleging that since I said I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot?
Justice will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial.
Require Carmelo to run. He had
100.
Has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense. The kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you look at the facts of the case and compare the two. You have to compare who was the initial aggressor.
Bedroom, because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything. And then the
Registration Act is
talking about this man, Killmonger.
My summary of the first 100 days is that
if film and TV productions continue to
first term, and you will be very.
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does every year. This Carmelo Anthony case.
Live in the White House. Many people
like a little unhinged drunk.
And black people don't want to live around wretched black people.
From an employee, and they had a brother.
Let me offer a few numbers. The first number I'll offer is a percentage.